Okay, so this final recording is about other issues that will be in the contract. The first thing is nominated subcontractors and suppliers, and also insurances. I think these two are the one of the two major issues. These are not talking about normal suppliers and normal subcontractors. These are nominated. Nominated means that that particular subcon on that particular supplier is being spelled out by the client. They want that particular people to do the job. So whenever they are being spelled out by the client, but their responsibilities, their work and their payment, everything is under you as the main contractor. So this is what we talk about when we're dealing with nominated subcontractors and suppliers. So you are taking all the responsibilities for their work. It may sound unfair, but that's the way it works. When we have a nominated subcontractors or suppliers, then it's client specifically want that brand. But if they don't turn up well, of course, you will be responsible to make sure that they work fast enough, make sure that they come in the right material, make sure that they do their work in good quality. Everything is under you as the main contractor, unfortunately. But if you don't pay them well, they can directly go to the client and the client can deduct your payment and pay them. How unfair does it sound? But that is the way it is, okay? So when we talk about nominated subcontractors and nominated suppliers, they actually will be part of your contract with the client. So you have to manage them really well. And of course, you have to manage your own general tradesmen, and all your carpenters, everything. That one is under yourself. That one is a normal management of these people, okay? So I think that is about it for nominated subcontractors and suppliers. They appear in every single contract, okay? And then you're also looking at insurances. So the two major insurances that needs to be purchased by by the contractors is actually contractors' all risk and workmen's compensation. And the sum has to be according to the contract. So the insurance company will cover if there's any issues dealing with whatever that is written in the insurance. So it may be like death, lightning strikes car, or you accidentally strike Cisco cable car, and there's a lot of things inside insurance, and insurance company are just basically bastards sometimes, I would say, because they don't really hold up to the end of the deal. So whatever they have given you, you have to read it very carefully. Don't go for the cheap ones only. I mean, if you really go for the cheap ones and then you do expect if there's a problem, you pay for yourself, then that's fine. Then you can go for the cheapest ever, you see. But if you're buying a really expensive insurance and then they end up saying that they don't pay for this, they don't pay for that, and then, or if they want you to pay, like, let's say your compensation is 50,000, but there is a initial sum that you have to pay for the insurance is like 15,000. So then they only cover 35,000. There's a lot of these sort of clauses within insurances that you need to be very watchful of. They call it, what is the sum? There's a special words for it. It's like a penalty that you actually activate that particular insurance, you see. So that sum, if let's say you dig the Cisco cable, the payment for the Cisco cable is actually only 10K, okay? Then the insurance will say that, okay, we can cover you that 10K, but you need to pay the insurance, the penalty, 8,000. So basically, do you really need to buy a very expensive insurance if that's the case? So make sure that you check whatever that sum is, that penalty sum is, if you actually activate that insurance. So insurance is something that, it can be really, really nasty, but then it is part of the contract. You need to give assurance to the client that you buy insurance for it. It can be fire, it can be damages, it can be stolen goods, it can be a lot of things, but make sure that you see whatever that is written there. What are the coverage for contractors all risk and workmen's compensation? What is the maximum amount that they will pay, and what is the penalty that you need to pay if you activate the insurance, okay? So the last issues that I want to talk about is, of course, quality issues. Quality issues is covered in a few clauses in the they don't put it as specifically quality issues. They will put under testing, okay? Testing and opening up, things like opening up. For example, opening up means that if, let's say, something that is going for standing instructions, meaning that sorry, not standing instruction, standing supervision, meaning that if you need to pour concrete, the engineers needs to be there. So it must be, you must write in advance to the engineers to tell them that there is going to be certain activities that need standing supervision. So this standing supervision, they will come and supervise the actual work that is to be done. So if let's say you didn't inform them, or they didn't come, you informed and they didn't come, and you're very sure that you already informed them, there's all the proof that you already informed them, and then they didn't come, and then you pour the concrete, and then it's all done already, and you cover up, and then you cover it up, like maybe it's a power cap or whatever, then they said that I didn't see it, so I need you to open up. So this opening up clauses is always there in the contract, because opening up costs money, and if let's say it is actually properly done, all the procedures are there, and they should not call for opening up, but they actually insist on opening up, and all the cost of opening up, you have to read the instructions, you have to read the clauses very carefully, who is going to pay for that opening up, okay? Like I said, there's some contract that are very, very client friendly, so the SO can be very, very abusive in that sense, and not professional. So they didn't come, and then they want you to open up, and they want you to pay for the cost of opening up, But they are more gentle. There are clauses that are more gentle. That say that, okay, if let's say open up and then it's no fault, then the opening up clause will be actually paid by the client, for example. And then testing is another thing that you have to watch out for. Testing is that certain material you need to bring in test certificates or MIL cert, especially for steel bars. You have to bring in MIL certs, means the birth cert of the steel bars. That means that they're not smuggled good from Indonesia or somewhere, and then after that there's a proper birth cert attached to it. So all this you must submit carefully to the contractor, to the client and the SO. So if the SO actually wanted testing for certain materials, you have to actually comply with the testing. So make sure that when you see testing clauses in the contract, when you see testing clauses in the specification, you must price it down no matter what, at least a few tests, or go and find out the numbers of tests needed, and also like estimate a few numbers of tests needed, and how much is needed to be paid for that testing work. Otherwise you'll be running all out of budget, because you're maybe like one batch of concrete come, they want to do one testing, then you'll be in trouble, because you have got 1,000 batch that is coming, you see. So 1 ton of steel, they want 5 steel bar to be tested. So all these costs needs to be cost down. So testing is a cost that you need to really put down, because it will be required. Belian can be tested, roof can be tested, steel can be tested, a lot of things can be tested, okay, paint can be tested, and then they may ask for shop drawings, they may ask for shop drawings, especially for roofing, shop drawings now for railings. A lot of shop drawings are for iron and steel based materials, and then those are also need to be paid by the contractor. So check out the contract carefully, who is to pay for what, okay? And there will be clauses on machineries. There will be clauses dealing with bringing in the right machineries, and if you don't bring in the right one, they can ask you to take it off, and all that. And then and also I think there are clauses on surveying work and doing site walkabout and all that. That is why I keep on emphasizing that you must do site walkabout, because all contract actually asks you to do site walkabout. If you don't do site walkabout, if you don't check out the survey properly, the topo carefully yourself, then you may end up being in trouble, and no one is going to pay for that, see. So then you quote wrongly, and then you make a huge loss. So be very careful with these material machineries and quality aspects of the work, especially dealing with recommended testings and designated testings, like static lock test is very expensive, dynamic lock test, they are very expensive, you see. So ball lock, standard penetration test, all these must be carefully, must be listed down. You must really ask for the actual test that will be required, read the document carefully during tender stage, and price it accordingly. Okay, so contract administration is really quite a lot of things, but I've just summed it up into about 7 recordings plus the last face-to-face. So I hope you all can benefit from all this. Okay, thank you.